Okay, so we're looking to solve this cubic equation here. Okay, and we know it's cubic because the highest power there is 3. Okay, and in order to do that, what I can do to start with is just let f of x equals that. Okay, label it as a function. Okay, and then we can input values into it to see which value will produce a 0 result, okay? Because that's the remainder theorem, isn't it? If we can find a value of x when substituted in here comes up with 0, that will enable us then to find the factor. So when I looked at this, I thought about 1, okay? Because I always start with x equals 1, but when I sort of considered it, I thought that's not going to work, because if x is 1, well, this would just be 12, that would be minus 29, that would be 7, that would be 6, and it just wouldn't give us 0, okay? So then I thought minus 1, okay, so if I chuck in minus 1, it's a possibility that this would work. And I worked that out on my calculator earlier and I got minus 42, so it certainly didn't equal 0. So then I tried 2, and when I tried 2, so I've written down here what I typed into my calculator, it came out with 0, which is what we want, and that's the remainder theorem then, okay? So we could say, look, since f of 2 is equal to 0, then that means then x minus whatever this is, okay, and this is 2, is a factor. So we've got a factor already, so I can say then, therefore I can say, look, this 12x cubed minus 29x squared plus 7x plus 6 is equal to, well, this factor here, this is one of the brackets, and then of course because it's cubic I'm going to have 3 brackets, aren't I? Okay, 3 brackets, so I've got 1 bracket there, I need to have another 2 brackets. Now, I don't know what's going to go in those 2 brackets, but if I do have 2 brackets, with 2 brackets, when you do FOIL on it, you end up with a quadratic, okay? So you can have something x squared, something x, and a constant. Now straight away I know what is going to be here. I know we can have 12x squared here. Okay, the reason being is when I expand this to get x cubed, I just got to times those two. So because I've got x there, when I times it by this, I need to get 12x cubed, don't I? When I'm expanding that, so timesing them has got to produce 12x cubed, which means this has got to be 12x squared, plus then bx plus c, okay? So next I'm going to equate them, I'm going to equal, if you like, the coefficients on both sides. So to start with, I'm going to look at the constant. So the constant on this side is 6. You've got to ask yourself now, how do you get the constant here? Well, when you expand this, you're going to get a lot of x's involved, aren't you? The only situation whereby you won't get x is when you times the lasts together here. So minus 2 times c. Minus 2 times c. Okay, that's the only situation. So you've got this here. Now we can work out c. All you've got to do now is simple equation. Take the minus 2 over and divide, so you get your c, and that comes out to be minus 3. So I've got c. To get b, we need to now look at equating maybe the x squared. So the x squared here, we got minus 29 here. Now to get x squared from this pair of brackets, think about what you're going to times the x by. Well, the x times the b, isn't it? That's how you're going to get x squared, x times bx. So that'll give you bx squared. So the coefficient will be b. And you can also get x squared when you times these here. So minus 2 times 12. Be minus 24x squared, so that'll be minus 24. So from there then, simple linear equation, you can work out b is minus 5, okay? So therefore, our answer is that there as follows, right? So x minus 2, 12x squared minus 5x, and then minus 3, okay? So we've got to factorize them. We've got to have a pair of brackets here, and when I did this, I got 4x minus 3, and then I got 3x plus 1. That's what that quadratic gives there when you factorize it. So remember down the question, we want to solve this equals to 0, don't we? So in other words, these three brackets equals to 0. Instead of the cubic here, we factorize this. We say these three brackets equal to 0, which means then either of these is equal to 0. Because when you times in three brackets together and the result is 0, one of them has to be 0. So that means x is 2, or x is 3/4, or x is minus 1/3.